we just witnessed that you are testing this organ. What do you think about it?
Well, my first thought is that it's a fantastic sound. It seems very loud up here, so I want to hear what it sounds like down there before I choose my sounds. But it's fantastic, and it looks brilliant. And I've only been in Hungary in my life for 1 hour. That is today. And I'm already sampling your culture, which is fantastic.
It sounds pretty good, just like the organ does. By the way, the organ. Sometimes when I have the opportunity to interview artists, musicians, I dare to ask how they feel about their instrument as far as the gender is concerned. Do they consider it a male, female, or it doesn't matter?
Well, if I ascribe a gender to an instrument in England, I'd be in trouble. But between you and me, it's male.
I tried to do a little bit of research, and in alphabetical order, you are listed as a chorus master, a conductor, an organist, and a pianist. Which one is first?
The first is pianist, as a matter of fact. I started playing the piano when I was 4, and I'm now 64. In fact, I'm 65, just past 65, so I've been playing the piano for 61 years. I've been playing the organ for 50 years, and I've been chorus mastering for 30 years and conducting for 20. So that's the answer. I suppose my first love is the piano, but I play the organ because my principal job is not as a chorus master. I direct the music in a big church in a cathedral in England called Gloucester. And it's a big job. I have 6 choirs to run, children's choirs and adult choirs, professional choirs, amateur choirs. So that takes a lot of time. And I have 2 people to play the organ for me. So when I play the organ, it is for my choice. And I don't think there's anywhere really in Europe which has these establishments like in England where we sing the services every day. With children's choirs sing every day. And I think they used to be all across Europe, but for various reasons they've disappeared everywhere except for in England. So you are most welcome, any of you, to come to Gloucester Cathedral. It's spelling is the same as the Gloucester in Massachusetts, which you may know. But pianist first, then I'd say chorus master.
I'm sensing that in life you have a very good sense of humor. Does it help running the big operation?
Yes, if you can't laugh, there's no point in trying anything, I don't think. You have to have humor, because humor is humanity, and music is about being human. Music is one area where I believe AI won't be taking over. So I think musicians are quite safe because it's the rationalization of emotion. That's what music is. And I don't need to tell you this because Bela Bartok said very similar things a long time ago in this wonderful country. So yes, humor is everything, really, in the right places.
I understand you have a pretty inspiring childhood because your father was a pianist, the mother is a violinist. How about that?
Well, you've certainly done your research. Yes, my mother was a professional violinist. In fact, she played the viola. My father did rather what I do. So we are a musical family, and I have a son who is a professional singer, No, music runs through us in a humble way.
And when you grew up, did you have any kind of news or understanding about Hungarian music or musicians or individuals who were great in this field?
Yes, I certainly do. You may know that, I may say this wrong, but Zoltán Kodály, he was a frequent visitor to England in the years after the Second World War, and my mother met him in Worcester, another cathedral, in 1947, and she was always very, very proud of that. So I've always known about Kodály, and of course the Kodály method of teaching music. When I was a child, my piano teacher made me learn lots of pieces from Mikrokosmos by Bartók. And when I got older, I used to like playing Liszt on the piano. And the organ, as a matter of fact, but mostly on the piano. Studies and pieces from the Année de Pèlerinage and that sort of thing. So I've always been very familiar with the great musicians of Hungarian history.
You just mentioned a few minutes before AI. That's one thing, and it's great if real music and the creation can be safe from AI. On the other hand, technology had a major impact on publishing music, and you created so many CDs. I checked, and you are on Spotify, Apple Music, and probably everywhere else. How do you feel about it?
Well, of course there's a place for technology, but what I don't think it can do is replace us. And that there's been a big conference, hasn't there, in the UK recently with people from all across the world to try and decide what the future of AI is. I know very little about it, but I completely understand what you're saying, that technology is a great help when it's channeled in the right way. I mean, this fantastic organ here only exists because of the technology of the time. So, of course, it helps, but it mustn't replace. And I can't imagine going to a classical concert or a pop music concert to be entertained by robots and not human beings. Because humans have got, I believe, something that machines don't have. A soul, a heart, emotions, call it what you want. There is a place for technology, of course.
Hungary is fairly famous for some of the culinary opportunities, dishes. Would you be ready to try some?
I'm only going to eat Hungarian food in my few days here. And I've made a very good start at what we would call a pâtisserie, just near the church. And I had a slice of pucs. I think, have I said that correctly? I hope I have. It was very tasty indeed. So no, I'm here to sample Hungarian food and Hungarian beer, possibly.
It's very good because this district is home of traditional 150 years old beer makers. So it's absolutely, so you're at the right place. Another question is with regards to music, arts, and the international community, because Brexit had an impact on many things. What do you think about the impact on the artists?
I have to say, I don't like to be political, but Brexit has only been bad for musicians, because a lot of my colleagues earn their living in Europe, and now it is just much more complicated and expensive for them to do what they used to do before. You know, there's VAT and tax issues and all sorts of what we call red tape. I'm sure you know that word. It's not been good. It's not been good in any way, really, but we are stuck with it for the time being.
And my final subject is also an international, or I should say global issue, because I know many instruments are very sensitive to the temperature, and global warming is there everywhere. How about the instruments you are playing on?
That's a very good question. Organs are particularly sensitive to heat and also humidity. Well, all musical instruments are. Again, I can't be too technical about it, but my sense is that rising temperatures cannot do musical instruments any good at all. Like wood, for example, expands and splits, and we've all got to take our responsibilities where this is concerned very seriously. Having said that, I've just stepped off a plane, which I probably ought to have walked here, but I didn't have the time, unfortunately. I have a car, but I hardly ever use it. So it is important for us all to respect our environment, and I think most musicians actually are quite responsible about this. I'm pleased to say I certainly try to be.